So guys, finally, former governor of Kaduna State, Elrufai, breaks silence after arrest attempt on him. Now, this headline says, Elrufai speaks after alleged airport arrest attempt. And then BBC also captured it, say, then snatch him international passport. Security agents attempt to arrest Elrufai for airport. It reads further here, saying, the former Kaduna State Governor Nasir Elrufai don't confirm say security agents been attempt to arrest him when he been arrive Abuja airport from Egypt, but he no gree for them, according to Muyiwa Adekeye, wey be media advisor to Elrufai. He say in oga no gree follow the security agents wey wan arrest am sake of say they no get any invitation. Security agents today attempt to arrest Malam Nasir Elrufai as he arrive on flight from Cairo, the media aides talk. So this is what actually happened. He came from Egypt and then they attempted to arrest him, but like you know, it was a failed attempt. Now this headline from Sahara Reporters say, Nigeria must outgrow deliberate disregard for rule of law. Ex-governor Elrufai reacts to attempted arrest by DSS. So this is what is coming from. This one is coming from Sahara Reporters. And it reads further here, saying, former Kanu State Governor Nasir Elrufai has called on Nigeria to evolve beyond a culture of executive overreach and systemic disregard for the rule of law, following a reported standoff with the security operatives at the Nnamdi International Airport, Abuja. Elrufai made this remark in a statement posted on his X account on Thursday, noting that his lawyers have condemned what they described as an illegal attempt to arrest him. So he's saying he was not given any invitation, only for him to arrive the airport, and there was this attempt to arrest him. But from the look of things, I think they took his international passport. So let's see how all this is going to play out. Is it just a witch hunt, or is it that they have any allegation against him? Nobody knows. As election is drawing near, so many people are going to be facing all this kind of thing. Also considering the fact that Tinubu is desperate for a second term. He wants it. So all his critics, he might want to like put them anywhere he wants, be it in prison or give them tough time. So let's see how this is going to play out. Now, let me allow you to take a look at this video on this topic. Now, take a look.
Welcome to a new edition of 30 Minutes, the interactive program of Trust Television with me, Manir Dan Ali. Our guest today is the former governor of Kaduna State and one-time minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Malam Nasir Ahmed Elrufai. Malam Nasir Ahmed Elrufai, welcome to our program today.
Thank you, Manir, for inviting me.
You seem to be, is it a wall that is away, maybe without leave, because you seem to have gone quiet for quite a while, and I wonder what's happening, or is it like your party full of sound and fury and maybe yet to take shape?
No. Since my construction industry days, I always close down in December and parts of January. I usually take at least 6 weeks holiday every year. It's the only time I get a long break. 2025 has been a very stressful year for me personally. So I decided to shut down at the end of November. I left the country. And my plan was to remain outside the country until the end of January to take 2 months off. So that is why. But just as I was preparing to return, I got a mix of bacterial, viral, and malarial infections at the same time, which hospitalized me for 5 days. So I had to get that out of the way before coming back. But I'm fine now. I'm done. And very soon I'll be on my way to Nigeria.
Just today, some members of your party, including Mr. Peter Obi and others, joined a protest at the National Assembly over the current big issue, this electronic transmission of results during election. Where do you stand on that matter?
It's unfortunate I have not been able to return to Nigeria before today. I would have joined Mr. Peter Obi and other party leaders in protesting to the National Assembly to restore the real-time and mandatory transmission of results from the polling unit. It is the only way we can stop the manipulation that goes on in the collation centers. That is where the real rigging takes place. Rigging doesn't take place in the polling unit. it is in the collation centers. And this provision, which has been passed by the House of Representatives, but sadly being frustrated by the Senate, would have improved the quality of our elections. But we all know why the ruling party and the sitting government doesn't want that, because they know they can't win the elections. And the only way they have a fighting chance is to be able to manipulate the results after people have voted. So I would have joined them if I was in Abuja. I would have joined them. I would have been with Mr. Peter Obi.
How do you think it will pan out, given the fact that the Senate itself, or at least its leadership, appear to have dug into their position, because there are already claims by the minority members of the Senate that what they agreed on was not what was passed? How do you think all this could be sorted out at the end, since the Senate itself says it is reconvening tomorrow over the matter?
Well, I think the conference committee will make its recommendations first. I am confident, looking at the composition of the conference committee and the integrity of a majority of its members, they will recommend the restoration of the provision for the real-time transmission of results from the polling unit. So I think the conference committee will resolve this in favor of the people of Nigeria, because this is about the people of Nigeria. It's really not about elections or about APC or ADC or any other party. It's about giving Nigerians the opportunity to vote for whom they want, and that result should not be subject to any manipulation. So I am confident that the conference committee will recommend restoration. Now it is up to the Senate, well, particularly the Senate president, because I think majority of the senators also want the same. The majority of the senators are gentlemen. They want Nigeria to move forward. They are distinguished former governors, former ministers, and former representatives. They are distinguished people that want to see Nigeria make progress. And I think the Senate will overwhelmingly outvote their presiding officer, because let's be clear, it is not the Senate here that's the problem. Akpabio, who is a scumbag by every definition, is the problem. And Akpabio is nothing but Asuaju's lapdog. That's what's going on. And the senators will have to come together and protest and prevent that from happening when they reconvene.
But Mr. Akpabio himself will also protest on the use of your choice of word to describe him. He may have his issues, but certainly it's good to stay within the limits in terms of describing maybe distinguished people like him, don't you think?
I do not consider him distinguished. We've known each other since the 90s. He knows how far we've been through, and I think I'm qualified to call him a scumbag, and he knows why.
Can we move on to the larger picture? You earlier said that it is the ruling party that is against this whole thing because, as you allege, it could lose the elections. But are you also not considering the fact that the president will have to assent to this before it becomes law? How do you think that could happen if what you earlier said is right?
Yes, what I said is absolutely right. And my sense is that when the National Assembly overrides Akpabio and includes this provision, the president may withhold assent, in which case it will come back to the National Assembly for them to exercise their two-thirds override, to override his veto. I think that will happen, because I think the voice of Nigerians is very loud and clear as far as the National Assembly members are concerned. And for their own self-preservation, they must preserve this provision for the real-time transmission of results from the polling unit using electronic means. It's for their own survival. It's for the survival of this democracy.
But others may not be as hopeful as you are, given what this same National Assembly has done over many issues, like the way it changed the national anthem, the way the tax laws were passed, and all the controversy about actually what is the version that has been gazetted and all of that. There has been no clarity on this all-important issue. So how do you expect it to be any different over this matter of almost life and death, that is winning or losing an election?
Because we're in election season, and 2 years ago, they can change the national anthem in 5 minutes. Last year, they can play games with the tax reform bills. But now they know that 2026 is the year of preparing for elections. It is the year that candidates will emerge, and Nigerians are watching, and Nigerians are angry, and Nigerians will punish them if they go the way that Akpabio and Tinubu want. This is my hope. I am optimistic. I have confidence in the self-preservation instincts of the members of the National Assembly to do right for once in this last 3 or 4 years. This National Assembly will go down in history as one of the least performing unless they get this electoral bill done properly. And it affects them. It affects them fundamentally, and they know it. They don't want to be left to the mercy of governors and the president to decide who returns to the National Assembly or not. If you know that you're grounded, you have the support of your people, you will want to support this bill because you will win your elections at polling unit. You don't want the president or Akpabio or anybody changing it at the ward collation or local government collation center. So it's a matter of self-preservation, Munir. That is why I'm hoping that they will do the right thing. But yes, people have the right to be pessimistic, but I am perpetually optimistic when it comes to Nigeria.
What about the little matter of the role of your party that is like being seen as the main opposition party now with the crisis in the other party, the PDP? Why is it that it looks as if you lost the plot? We are on the verge of an election, and we don't seem to have that kind of inspiration and confidence that there is an alternative government sitting somewhere. It seems more like an alternative platform for other sets of politicians to grab and use power in Nigeria.
Yes, there is that concern. I can assure you, even within the party, we have these discussions. We're worried about the silence on the part of the party, where we compare it with when we formed the APC, because I was there as the forefront. APC was firing on all cylinders the moment it was formed. But this party is not a coalition of several parties. It's a coalition of individuals. So it is taking time to settle, taking time to form. A lot of background work is being done. A lot of outreach at the grassroots is being done, which may not be in the media or may be visible to people. But I assure you, our party is the preferred party for Nigerians. We have carried out polls that show that very, very clearly and decisively. And the issues that we have about presidential candidates and so on will all be resolved within the next a few weeks. We have just launched membership registration. That will go very smoothly. As soon as we do that, we'll do the congresses and convention to replace the leadership that we inherited. And then the real party will come to the surface. I assure you, Menir, that our party is working. It is organizing quietly, not like APC did noisily in 2014, but we are doing that. And I assure you that this Tinubu government will go back where it came from, whether it is Lagos or Lagoon Island or wherever. They will go back by the grace of God in 2027.
But you also know that the optics do matter, and communication is very important in politics, especially on the eve of an election where people may not be too impressed with the sitting government, but they have to see a clear alternative. And so far, they are not seeing exactly that. You did admit to yourself that it's not like when you formed the APC, where it was so clear
they will,
that it
and they will.
Power.
Yes, they will, Munir. They will. The campaign timeline embedded in the 2022 Electoral Act is rather long. It favors the incumbent that has a lot of money. We are a coalition that is coming together, and unlike the sitting government that is a party of thieves, we are a coalition of the willing, and we don't have the resources or even a fraction of the resources that they have. So the kind of spending on media or social media and optics that you expect, you'll not see from the ADC for now. But I assure you, as I said, we are approaching this from a different angle. We have a different strategy. We are not going to do what is business as usual, but I assure you, we are organizing, we are planning, we are strategizing, and we are going to give Nigerians that credible alternative. We are going to offer Nigerians an ethical government will provide for them a manifesto that they can relate to, that works for the people. And by the grace of God, that energy, that momentum that you have been waiting for will happen within the next few weeks, by the grace of God.
But then, how do you mobilize people? How do you get people to begin to align with you when you are keeping things maybe close to your chest? Maybe you are not communicating very well.
No, Munir, we are
mobilizing. Maybe when even elections, there is going to be an election
most
in
of the work being done. Okay,
we don't see much of
there is work being done on several layers. We are mobilizing. We are mobilizing very, very aggressively at the lowest levels, at the polling unit ward levels. Ask members of the National Assembly from the APC if they can visit their constituencies. Only a few can visit their constituencies. And when they visit, they need crash helmets because people are angry. They are going after them. That's why many of them cannot go home for weekends or to their constituencies. We are mobilizing. The people are there. We have tapped into the dissatisfaction and the anger. We are mobilizing at that level. And
yes,
at the top level, we are preparing, we are working on our manifesto, on our platform, and we're working on getting all our presidential aspirants, governorship aspirants, and other aspirants to come together and agree to a consensus that will have free and fair primaries, will not have zoning, will not have any of that thing, no consensus, no forcing anyone to step down. Everyone will be given the opportunity to contest, and whoever wins will be supported by all. This is what we've been working on two layers that I can tell you about. But if you don't think that the ADC has grassroots support, ask some of the National Assembly members to go to their constituency without a garrison of soldiers and police to guard them.
But then, are you mobilizing people to get violent with their representatives when they visit, which may not be exactly constitutional?
No. We are not mobilizing people to be violent. We are mobilizing people to ask questions. The members of the National Assembly have hefty salaries and allowances. They have constituency projects. What are they doing about them? Ask them simple questions. Why haven't you come to your constituency since you went to Abuja 2 years ago? Those are the simple questions. They are not violent. They are supposed to be civic discussions. But of course, when one side has armed policemen and so on, the other side has to protect itself. But no, we are mobilizing people. We are tapping into the dissatisfaction, the incompetence, the false propaganda of this administration, and the extreme cronyism and tribalism that this administration has shown. We are tapping into that, and we're doing so quietly, silently, at the lowest levels of electoral significance. And APC is going to get the surprise of its life.
You mean even with all the governors that have been lining up to join the party? Because you see, all the governors of the opposition parties have all, maybe yes, except for a few, now crossed over to the ruling party. Isn't that a cause for concern? Because it means they have in court all the structures of politics in Nigeria, while maybe you have only the structure of possibly talking and what have you.
Yes, I think the governors are making two fundamental mistakes. The first, on a spiritual level, those of us that are Muslims or Christians who believe that power comes from God, not from Tinubu, not from anybody. God gives power to whom he wants, when he wants, and takes it away from him or her. So it is God that gave them power, but they have come to assume that it is APC and Tinubu and their rigging that will give them power. That's the fundamental mistake number one. The second mistake is this thinking that, oh, we have resources, we have money, we have police, we have INEC. And I've said this to Tinubu's people, ask Goodluck Jonathan what he didn't have in 2014 when we organized and got him out. And thirdly, Manir, I was a governor, so I'm speaking from experience. As the governor of Kaduna State, I was a leading APC member. I fought very hard for my party to win every election at all levels. Tinubu lost. even though I was one of his strongest supporters. He didn't win Kaduna. We lost 3 Senate seats. We had 2 Senate seats before. We lost them. I was a sitting governor. I couldn't prevent that. There is a difference between governors and the voters. The governor has only 1 vote. And when the time comes, the people of Nigeria will show what is happening very clearly, in my view. And we are encouraging them. Let all the governors move to APC. It's very good because it defines clearly what 2027 is all about. It is the people, the gang of thieves, those that have been stealing from Nigeria's resources since 2023 versus the people of Nigeria, and we will see who will win. I have no doubt in my mind who will win, Munir. They have been stealing money, they have been stashing away money, they have been doing this, that, this, but at the end of the day, the people of Nigeria will win. Nigeria will prevail because tyranny does not last forever.
I would like to ask you, how or why did you fall out with Tinubu, given the way you were putting yourself out there to ensure that he became the candidate of your party, then the APC, and all of that, all those meetings that you are like spearheading other governors then to do. And then here you are now sitting out as one of the main opposition people to Tinubu. What is it that broke the relationship?
You see, first of all, yeah, look, I think it's important to make this clarification. I like your question because there is an assumption that I was ever Tinubu's friend. I was not. We never got along with Tinubu. Okay, we never had a personal relationship. We never had a prior relationship like the one I had with General Buhari of blessed memory. Okay, so I want everyone to understand that. For me, Tinubu was initially an aspirant of the party, and I was approached by certain Islamic stakeholders from the Southwest and asked to support the emergence of a Southwest Muslim presidential candidate. That was how even the discussion started. And for me, as governor of Kaduna State and as one of the founders of the APC, I knew that we had an understanding with the South, or specifically the Southwest, that after 8 years of Buhari, power will go to the South. It was a matter of principle. I stood for that. It wasn't about Tinubu. Tinubu just happened to be an accidental beneficiary of that. Now, as soon as Tinubu won the primaries, it is a principle of mine that I fight for the candidate of my party in every election to win, whether I like the candidate or not. It's not whether I like Tinubu or not. The fact that he emerged as the candidate of the party, for me, I would give everything to ensure that he won. And that's what I did. Now, I don't think we fell out with Tinubu, okay? We fell out, we didn't fall out with Tinubu. We just could not find areas of agreement. Okay, there was no equilibrium. We couldn't agree. I'm a different kind of person. I am in government for different reasons. I am a public servant, and I believe that public service should be about delivery, about results and performance. It's not about making money for yourself. It's not about stealing. It's not about appointing your cronies. It's not about appointing your tribesmen and women. Even if the offer that Tinubu made to me, which he publicly appealed to me to take up, to be a minister in his cabinet, even if that had gone through, I would have left the government long ago, because the philosophy of this government is contrary to everything that I have been taught as a Muslim, as a Northerner, as a Nigerian, to stand for public good. These guys don't care about public good. They didn't come to govern. They came to enrich themselves, pure and simple. So we are different people. So it should not surprise anybody that knows me and knows Tinubu to see that we are parallel lines that will never meet.
Let's talk about godfathers and godsons. Your own godson, the sitting governor, you fell out. The more recent
one... He's not my godson. He's not my godson.
The one is the Kwankwaso versus Abba Gida Gida. They've also fallen out. So it's a one time, maybe godfather in quotes, maybe the G in small letters. What is it that makes godfathers and godsons, even if they are adopted sons, to fall out?
Look, let me tell you something a former military president told me when he was in office. He said to me, you know, this thing called power is a very interesting thing. He said, even if your son gets to sit in this chair and he showed me his chair in Dodam Barracks where he was sitting. He said, even if your own son, biological son, gets to sit in this chair, the first day you come, he will come out as your son and kneel down and greet you. The second day, he will sit in his seat. The third day, if you don't greet him respectfully, bad things can happen. This I learned in my 20s from a former president of Nigeria, a sitting president then. So I have never believed in godfatherism. Never. And I was an outspoken opponent of it. I even went to Lagos and I answered questions about godfatherism that led to attacks from the nation. The Tinubu wolves, went after me because they thought I was talking about him. But I was talking about a principle. When you have power, exercise it for public good. When you're done, leave. Please, Manir, I want to challenge every Nigerian to go and check my record. When I left BPE, I did not even go back to visit there till after 23 years. And that was because I was doing a PhD research. I had to interview somebody in BPE. Since I left the FCT, I have never gone there to see anyone until my former classmate, Mohammed Musa Bello, became minister, and he personally invited me to come. When I do a job, I do it, I move on. I don't care about my successor. I don't want to control my successor. And if you look at many videos in Kaduna before I left office, I made it repeatedly clear to Ubasani before his election and after that as soon as we get you elected, we hand over, I'm gone. I will not even visit Kaduna for the first 6 months to give you space to settle down and carry the burden of your office. I'm not interested in being a godfather. I don't want to control anybody. I don't care. Now, the cases of Kwankwaso and Tinubu and the governors in Lagos may be different, but in the case of Kaduna, it was not a case of godfatherism. I was never there. I didn't care what Ubasani did after I left Kaduna. I've done my bit. Unless he calls me and asks me for advice or counsel, I told him I will never even call you. And I have never called Ubasani since I left office. Never, not once. He is the one to call me if he wants to talk about anything. Other than that, I move on with my life. I have enough things to keep me busy. I don't need to be looking after someone that I have brought up.
Has the governor been calling you? I mean, the Kaduna governor.
I don't recall the last. I don't even remember the last time he called me. It must have been more than two years ago, closer to 3 years ago.
So your relation has kind of soured or at best cooled off very maybe badly?
We have no relationship.
So then, if you can translate your experience to what has happened in Kanu, have you had cause to speak to Kwankwaso and maybe advise him on what to do best, given what has happened between him and the governor?
Look, context matters, okay? I can relate to you about everything in Kaduna. I can give you the context. I can tell you, I can give you facts and figures. I don't know what happened in Kanu. I honestly don't have access to both of them to ask them questions. And even if I do, I frankly would not want to go into that. These things happen in politics. It's normal. Don't be surprised if a year from now they reconcile. These things happen, but I don't think there are parallels between what happened in Kanu with what happened in Kaduna, because as I said, context matters. Every situation is different. And unless you have all the facts, you should be very slow in making judgments.
Thank you very much, Malam Nasir Ahmed Elrufai, for coming on to 30 minutes.
Thank you, Manir. I hope to be in the studio when I return to Abuja, which is very, very soon, by the grace of God.
That is a promise that will keep you on.
Absolutely.
When you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. With you, there is no need for promise. You know, you ask me, I will do it, because you are Manir Dan Ali, and I have great respect for you.
Thank you very
much. They pain them, yes, may they come out, no, we go carry am go. You say Elrufai is not important. One and one arrest. This was sweet me. 2023, whether you like it or not, you cannot take Elrufai's delivery from the supposed victory of APC in 2023. And I want to look at your face. He travel since on the Sassoma, on the show. He just come on and go arrest for airport. See, movement never start. Nigerians, relax. You see, in Nigerian politics, there are people who hold the political permutation. And the APC know. Elrufai is one of them. And Elrufai deal with the people. Don't worry yourself. See, let me tell you. There is no level of, no amount of witch hunt you want to witch hunt people. What is going to happen in 2027 is going to be the will of the people against the will of the few. When they swear with their life, say they want to destroy this country. If you like, go and buy 50 boxes. If you like, go and buy 200,000 buses. But in 2027, the will of the people, that which they want, go happen. You can't do Elrufai anything. As a matter of fact, Elrufai, welcome back. We are good. We are game. Let the work begin. You see this 2027 election, we will understand that it is beyond just making noise. Nakpa, tiki-taka. You go to see the ball, they go one after the other. You don't understand. Only Elrufai, I don't boss out too. They don't cry. One of my guy, he never come. When my guy, show me, I never declare. When I declare, every year go shake. When I never say anything. This was sweet. This was sweet.
But you're not even the president to say I have to do anything. It's a free country. If you want a letter, if you want to invite him
and then you will.
Boy, one day is that. Say I take it out. He's our leader. Nothing will happen. Again.
So guys, let me quickly read out a section of this article that says Elrufai speaks out after the arrest attempt. The headline says Elrufai speaks after alleged airport arrest attempt. Now, this headline here reads further saying, former Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir Elrufai has spoken up following an alleged attempt by security operatives to arrest him at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja on Thursday. Elrufai spoke after a video showing him confronting security security personnel at the airport went viral on social media, sparking a widespread reaction. In a brief post on X, the former governor said his legal team had already responded to the incident. My lawyers have issued a statement that condemns the illegal attempt to arrest me today at the international airport. Upon my arrival from Cairo, Elrufai wrote, our country must outgrow executive overreach and deliberate disregard for the rule of law, he said. EFCC is just created for targeting oppositions. I don't know. Look at all the money that Buhari brought in, borrowed, Tinubu borrowing. How those monies are being used, nobody knows. It's only when you leave a party and you are going to another party, they will then go and trace your sins. God, please. In a detailed statement later published on Facebook, Elrufai's lawyer described the incident as a flagrant violation of constitutional rights, executive overreach, and a deliberate disregard for the rule of law. According to the legal team, Elrufai had been invited by the EFCC while he was already outside the country. A development they said made immediate compliance impossible. The invitation from the EFCC was delivered to Malam Elrufai's residence while he was already abroad, rendering it inherently illogical and impractical to demand immediate attendance. The statement said the lawyer disclosed that they have been a formal communication, that they've been in formal communication with the EFCC since December 2025, assuring the commission that Elrufai will honor the invitation upon his return to Nigeria. They added that the EFCC was specifically informed that he would voluntarily appear at its office by 10 a.m. on Monday, February 16, 2026. So my own take is that I don't know why the EFCC is always quick to go against opposition. You see all of them in the APC there. They are busy squandering the money. The EFCC cannot investigate anybody. I mean, provided you are in the EFCC, you are in the APC, you cannot. Have you seen where EFCC is pursuing any member of the ruling party? It doesn't. They are always loyal to any party that is in power. Now, Elrufai has dumped Tinubu. His crime now is because they've seen him now as a bad person because he dumped Tinubu. I'm not in support of Elrufai. There were a lot of insecurity under him that led to the killing of the people of Southern Kaduna. So it's not as if he's somebody I'm supporting. But the optic does not really look good for this country. And that's why sometimes when you look at the record of the rule of law in this country, you will get to know that we are not ready to fight insecurity. You will get to know that this country is not even ready for, you know, for what, for, as in, we are not ready for, will I say, for investors coming outside the country. Because tell me why you always go after opposition. When people leave your party or people say they are no longer supporting you, now you remember all their crime, you remember all their corruption, you know. That's what we see in this country. And it's really so sad, so pathetic that the country is actually tilting to that direction. Now, let's see more other reactions happening on the social media. Tunde Dss has come out saying obedience. If Peter Obi wins the primary and gets the ticket to contest for presidency, let's give him a full support. All the best. Tunde Dss charges obedience. So Tunde Dss actually posted a post that demoralizes, you know, and he said, I don't know why, but tears just dropped from my eyes. It feels like all hope is lost now that some of our top big boys have switched to APC. They are still my people and I can't speak against them. If to say they no be my people, we for yarn small, but my loyalty is forever. It does not switch. No wahala sha. It pain me. Obedience. We move. If Peter Obi wins the primaries and gets the ticket to contest for the presidency, let's give them our full support. All the best. So Tunde Dss is saying if Peter Obi wins, obedience should support him, considering the fact that Obi Kubana has now moved to, you know, Obi Kubana, Kubana Chief Priest, and other Igbo billionaires, they say, upon all the demolition that happened in Lagos, all the Igbo lives that got lost, that burnt in the new Nigerian house. Hey, ndị Igbo, no, God forbid. You people don't, it's not as if you pay evil for evil, but things should be negotiated out. What has Tinubu done for ndị Igbo that he's demanding for their votes? Tell me what Tinubu has done for ndị Igbo. I'm asking you, what has Tinubu done for ndị Igbo? Now they are looking for people they will use to embezzle money. When you see them spend, you think they are spending their business money. The APC will then loot money and give them. Ndị Igbo, you take blood money. It's to your own detriment. You have sold your conscience. Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto jail. And they say they want Tinubu back. God forbid. There's no need for that. You see our red eyes. Now, who Nigeria never frustrate, they dull himself. We go all out for Peter Obi. This country must have a taste of a leader that sincerely has heart for the people. No one that can spend billions to power the presidential villa and leave the common man to suffer with epileptic power supply, to say the least. I mean, oh God. Hey, Jehovah. Just wait. When he's announced as ADC flag bearer, people will know that we know the force of obedience. Those criminals are just playing. So people were even criticizing Obi Kubana and Kubana chief priest that they all have their children, their wives and their children outside the country, and they are here to support Tinubu. They know that the country does not work. They've taken their own children out, and then they are sitting behind to do whatever they are doing to support for bad governance. See people dying everywhere. In short, anybody supporting the APC at this time, you have the blood of all the people that Tinubu is silent over their killings speaking on your head, because you can't have a leader and pretend you are not. You can't be a president and people are dying and you are just silent because you want to come back. You don't want to dare people. You don't want to step on toes. Your political agenda is more important to people. No benefits have Nigerians experienced at your hand as a president. So guys, these are the things we are seeing. Anyway, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell notification for more. Thank you.